So you're watching this video because you want to know how you can get feedback from your clients for their WordPress websites before you actually upload or migrate that website onto your client's domain name. Now, of course, this is something I get asked all the time. So we like to build our websites locally as WordPress developers. If you're using something like local WP, you know that you cannot get live feedback from your clients if they are not local to you. If you can't shoot over to the coffee shop and you can't sit down with your client and show them on the screen the website that you've just built for them, then you're going to need to migrate it onto a website for them to view, for them to give you feedback on, so you can complete any final edits before requesting payment and pushing it live onto their own personal domain and then giving them ownership. Do not ever do that before receiving payment, and likely they're not going to pay you any money for that website until you've made all the final amendments and is ready to hand over. So that is what this intermediary part is about. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do and have been doing for the past 12 years when building websites for other businesses. So you have completed the build of your client website. You've just got the final few edits that you need to get some feedback on from your client. And you're now wondering how you're going to get this live onto the internet, because at the minute you've been building this locally and you need to know how to get this onto the internet for feedback from your client. Because let's just say, hypothetically, they are not living just down the road from you where they can just meet you at a coffee shop and you can show them on your computer. They might be working, they might be living somewhere far away where you're not able to do that. So we need a means to get this on the internet from our local website without first pushing it live onto their own domain. Because, of course, at the minute we still want to keep ownership of this website because we've built it and perhaps we haven't received full payment for it yet. So we want to know how we can actually get this feedback while still having that complete ownership. And the way that I do it, so at the minute we are just on a local host, which is just our local. This is the website, let's say, that we've built and we're ready to hand over. Now, of course, this is just a dummy website. It's a template website. I show you how to build with template websites. If you're interested to learn more, you can click somewhere around the right hand side of the screen and you can go back to that video and watch that one. But for now, we are interested in how to get this live onto the internet without pushing it onto their own actual domain. So what we, of course, first of all need is hosting. Now, if you, let's say, have a personal website, you are going to have your own hosting already. If you don't have any kind of hosting or anything, then go away and get that now. You can get that from Hostinger. This is exactly the service that I use. I've got 2 different accounts with them. Yes, I am affiliated with them, but I use these guys for all of my websites at their early stages. And if I'm building websites for my clients, I also use Hostinger as well. Number 1, they are super affordable. Number 2, they are very, very fast for what you are paying. And number 3, they are super scalable. So if you need more resources, you can scale up and pay a little bit more. So Hostinger is what I recommend to everybody, particularly if you are building client websites and you're looking for a cheap way to host client websites and charging annually to get this reoccurring annual revenue, which is also something that I love to do. So we'll be covering that more as we progress through this. But first of all, go away and get your Hostinger account if you don't have it. I'll just give you a quick overview of what you may or may not need. Let's just close down that AI bot. Now you can see here, these are quoted in months. Now, if you can, go for the business, because this is going to give you the a few additional things that you don't get with the premium one. So first of all, you are going to get much faster speed optimization, so your website will load faster. And now, if you know anything about web development, this is crucial for ranking faster on the ranking higher on the search engines, and it is also going to improve your user experience, so your users will enjoy your website more. Because guess what, as they click and visit different pages of your website and your client websites, they are going to be loaded faster, therefore the user experience will be greater. When Google sees this, then they're going to rank your websites higher up in them rankings as well. So go for the business if you can afford it. If not, go for the premium. That's absolutely fine. Now, one caveat here, you will be able to choose the term, so the period here. And you can see this is just the promotional period. So we are going to be getting it at this promotional price per month before it goes up to its normal price. Now it makes sense if we can afford to go for the largest amount here. We are going to get that promotional period for the longest period of time. So 48 months, which is 4 years at £3.79 or whichever currency it is in your current country. You are going to be getting the maximum amount of savings. Yes, of course, you can go for 12 months as well. You can see that the price goes up slightly, but more importantly, even though we are paying only £51, we're only paying that for 1 year. After that, it goes up to the $14.99 per month. Therefore, it makes sense to go for the largest period possible to really get the most of that promotional offer. Now, I do also have a coupon code for you as well. So let's just say you're going for, I don't know, let's say you go for the 24 months, have a coupon code. Just add in here the coupon code Ricky, R-I-C-K-Y, apply that, and it is going to take another 10% off for you. So you can see that saved you another £9, and we are now only paying £86 for a 2-year hosting plan, which is crazy cheap. So go ahead and do that now. If you do have a hosting account, you do have your own website, then absolutely fine. That is great. Now, to follow along with this next bit, which is where we're going to be requesting feedback from our clients on their website, we are going to have a personal website. So let me just log into my Hostinger account here. No. Yep, this is my one. Now I've got 2 different accounts. I need to remember which one it is. Let's log in here. And what you will see here is you'll have all of your different domains there. So my websites that I've got on here, this is just one of my accounts. Let's just say that we are Ricky's Plumbing Services, which is a website which I've built previously in one of my other training courses. And basically what we need to do is we need to create a subdomain. So we need to create a subdomain of our primary domain. So the primary domain is going to be your personal website. So I have a website called rickywallace.co.uk. I can create a subdomain of that where it might be something like client.rickywallace.co.uk. Now, just to show you how this might look in practice, I can see that my Ricky's Plumbing Service domain has expired. That's not a problem. Let's stick with this Travel Crush one. If we come along to the dashboard here, let's close that up. What we can actually do is add a subdomain. So we can create a subdomain by coming over to here, selecting subdomain. We want to create a subdomain of the primary domain. Now, Travel Crush is just another website that I build in a training course of mine. So let's just say we now want to make this client.travelcrush.co.uk. We can now select create, and we can now start migrating websites that we have locally. So these local websites here, we can start migrating onto this subdomain, and now we can start showcasing these websites live on the internet, but still on your actual website. So you still have full ownership and full control. And you can start requesting feedback on a live of their website from a live domain. So this is really, really cool. This is really exciting. This is exactly the process that we need to protect us, because we don't want to be migrating the website onto their domain. So that will be something that I'll show you in another video where, we're handing over the websites. But basically what we are focused on doing this time is keeping the ownership of the domain and getting some edits on that before we get the final payment from our client. Once we have the final payment, absolutely go away, get that migrated onto their domain name. But we don't want to do that now until we have received payment. And likely, guess what? They are not going to pay you for the website until they have seen the completed website. So that is the whole idea of having this process in place to be able to protect our property that we have just built before that final payment. So now we have a subdomain here. So we can now log into that subdomain. We can see we've got client.travelcrush, and we can see that it's got its whole own directory there. So this is a completely blank directory. It doesn't have WordPress on, it doesn't have anything on. If we try to visit there now, so if we actually visit the website travelcrush.co.uk, we can see that this one is working absolutely fine. This is one of the websites that I teach people how to build. Let's say now that we have our client.travelcrush.co.uk, we can see this site can't be reached. In fact, let's just remove anything we had there. .travelcrush.co.uk. We can see that you are all set to go, but basically it is saying that we don't have anything on this domain yet, so there is nothing on there, which is exactly what we need. So what we want to do now, we want to come back over to our local website and we need to migrate this. So we're going to be using a plugin called Duplicator. If you've worked with me in any capacity before through any of my training courses or online programs, you will know that I use Duplicator all the time. So what we want to do is log in to our local website. WP admin. I just clicked, I don't know what URL I just clicked on anyway, doesn't make a difference. Let's log in here. Hopefully I've still got the details. No, what? I just knew that would happen. There we go. Actually, I have still got the details, so that's good. And now what we want to do is duplicate this. So let's go ahead and add a new plugin. So we're going to select install, add new plugin. Oh, I can't even click on the right buttons here. Go back. We want to select add new plugin and we are searching for Duplicator. Duplicator, like so. Running slow today for some reason. We can see we've got Duplicator here. So let's go ahead and install that. And once that is installed, we can then start creating a package to export and upload onto our domain. So let's skip that. We don't need to worry about this. Skip, skip, skip. So now if we come over to our Duplicator plugin, we can see that we can create a new backup. So what we can then do now is create a new backup. So we need to create a backup of this website that we have locals, and we just need to create a few get a few details in here. So we are going to be saving this locally. So we're going to download this package and then we're going to upload it onto our new domain. So onto that subdomain that we've just created. So basically we don't need to do anything at this point. Let's go ahead and select next. And it's going to scan our website just to make sure that everything is all okay. Fingers crossed it all is on your end. And then go ahead and select build. So this is now going to build that whole backup. This is going to take all of your website files and your database, and it's going to create a package for us to be able to install onto another website. So once this is all done, we will get that all set up on our new domain. So that is done. Let's go ahead and select download both files. Now you might get, there we go. Yeah, it does sometimes give you a notification about do you want to download multiple files. I'm going to select OK so that it downloads both of them. So we can see both of them have now been downloaded. And now all we need to do is upload those to our new subdomain. So let's come along to our subdomain now. Now what we need to do is come to our file management, and we can come to file manager. Then we want to come up to our access files of Travel Crush. So of course that's going to be whatever your website is, and that's going to open up the root directory of that domain. So we can see that we've got the public.html, which is where all of our WordPress files are, which is everything that is front facing on our website. And we can see all of the WordPress files are here, which hopefully you know. And basically what we are looking for is the subdomain folder. So we can see that we have this new folder up the top here called client. And this was created 3 minutes ago, so we know that's about right. And that is basically the folder where we need to install this new website. So if we open up that folder there, whatever you have named that folder, whatever you have named your subdomain is obviously the name of the folder that you are looking for within your root directory. So go there and find that folder now, open it up. If you're with Hostinger, you might have a file in here called default.php. That is just this default page here. So you can go ahead and delete that. I already have deleted it. And all we need to do is to upload those files that we have downloaded. So those two files that were downloaded from the Duplicator plugin, we've got the installer.php and all of the files and database. We're going to upload those now. Now you can see this is going to take a bit of time, this one, although it's moving quickly, which is good. Depending on your hosting speed, if you went for a faster host, then of course this will be faster. If it's slower, then it might take a bit longer. Also depends on your internet speed. If you have slow upload speeds, then it's going to take longer as well. But for now, I'm just going to pause this and we'll restart this again once these files have been uploaded. Okay, so those two files have now been uploaded. Those are now both sitting in this folder, so within our subdomain folder. So that is perfect, and all we actually have to do now is go to visit the installer.php file. So basically, coming back to your subdomain, I've got that here already, client.travelcrush.co.uk. Go ahead, type in whichever subdomain you have, and then go ahead and type in that complete URL. So this is installer.php. Let's do that now. And you can see that this is initialized the duplicator plugin. So we are basically going to deploy this. We can see that we want to create a new empty database, which is exactly right. The host you can leave completely blank. Two things that we do need to go away and do is to create a database name and to create a user and password for that database. Those are obviously going to be for your MySQL files, your WordPress files. And to do that, we're going to come back over to our Hostinger account and we need to come to databases. So let's come to management of databases. We need to create a new database here. So let's just go ahead and make this client. The username, let's call this client. Again, it makes no difference. This password, just go ahead and type in a password that you want to use and then select create. So with that created, we can come down, we can see that this has been added here. So let's go ahead and just grab this database name here, which is this. I'm going to copy paste with a Command and C. Come over to the duplicator and I'm going to paste that database name in. Going to come here, grab the user as well, copy paste that, paste that in, and then the password, I'm just going to add in the password that I created when I set that up. So that's all done. Let's go ahead and select validate. It's going to come down with a few notices, which is perfectly normal, and for the most part it will be passes, so that's all good. So go ahead, check that box and select next. So we're going to select OK on that one, and it's going to basically extract that whole website that we migrated from our local and copy that onto this website. So we've got the final test results and it's all come back as good, so that's great. We've got here, we want to auto delete that installer file after login because that does pose a security risk if we leave that there. So make sure that's checked and then go ahead and select admin login. So with that done, just go ahead and use the same username and password that you had for your local website. Select login and you now have access to your local website, which is now on a live website. So we can actually come to the website, this one now, if we visit this, we can see that we now have that client's website on a subdomain, and that is exactly what we need. So by doing that, we are now able to jump on a Zoom call or something with that client, go through all of the different aspects of this website. We can get feedback from them as we are doing that. Just jot down a few notes. Then you can, at the end of that call, go away, make any final edits on this on your subdomain, and then get that final feedback from the client, get them to pay their bill. Don't give them the website until they have paid their bill. Trust me, from experience, never do that. And then once they have paid, you can then go away and migrate this, just like you did then using the duplicator plugin, onto their domain name. Of course, there's going to be some DNS configurations you'll need to configure. You need to change the name servers, all of that stuff, which is absolutely fine. You should know how to do that, and I'll be showing you how to do that at the end of this video, which will be coming up where I'll be recommending the next video to watch anyway, so it kind of follows on to this one. But for now, we can tick off everything that we have tried to achieve in this video, which is to get a local website onto a live website so we can get live feedback from our clients before completing the sale of that website. Coming up next, I'm going to show you exactly how to hand over your client websites, how to configure the DNS settings, and how you can finally get paid for your efforts. Don't forget to give us a follow and a subscribe, and I'll see you in that next video.